Hi, everybody. This is Jasmine Adams. I am here with another episode of Fuck You, Pay Me. And I'm sitting here with one of my really good friends, Myron, what we call Scoot Walker. And he is the founder and owner of Link Car Care. We are about to embark on an amazing discussion about his journey and how he went from the bottom to the top. Stay tuned. I'm so excited to start this discussion. Welcome, Scooter, for what your friends call you, Myron, for everybody else. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you.
Yes. And so I just have to start off by saying your visibility about your company, you have been consistent. And before we started this interview, you talked about opportunities just coming to you.
Mhm.
And I just want to tell everybody out there, we are 85 babies. We turned 40 this year. And talk about divine timing. Now we understand what our grandmas were saying, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start with tell the folks out there, what do you do with Link Car Care and what led you to that path?
Yeah, so Link Car Care is essentially a peer-to-peer marketplace app where customers come in, they request car washes, and at the same time, we partner with local detailers in the area. A lot of detailers in the area are lone wolves, as I call them. They work by themselves, so they're doing marketing, they're doing sales, they're trying to find new customers. But with Link Car Care, we provide leads and essentially linking the customer and the detailers together to essentially Link Car Care.
Amazing. Okay. And so tell us what gave you that initial idea?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I've been working in tech probably for the past 5 to 7 years,
Okay.
but all day I would just run with different customers and they're bringing these, they call them use cases, ideas they want to pretty much bring to the marketplace. So every day I just listen to all these different use cases of people trying to do different things. And I was like, you know what? I think I can try to do this car washing thing. And I kind of started really understanding, really learning about it. Actually went to detailing school just to kind of understand how to detail. And
Shut up.
yeah, I went to Laguna Beach for a week and I was learning how to wash cars and learn the business aspect of it, but really just understand it. But I realized there was a big gap in it. Like if you go every corner you see where they popping up car washes. And of course they're the membership, but it led me to see there's opportunity. And I said, why not? Why not try it? So
And when you decided to go to the car washing school, leading up to that, were you like, okay, let me do a business case and see what the market value is? Or did you just have a gut feeling?
I
How
didn't
did
do
you
all
know?
that. So originally I was just gonna do the marketplace app.
Okay.
And then I said, if I'm gonna do it, I need to understand like the pain points from the details. I think sometimes when you do a marketplace app, you just look at it from one point of view. And I said, I just can't look at it from the customer's point of view. I need to understand what it's like to actually be a detailer. And at the same time, I was like, why not start detailing? So I can bootstrap, so I can put my money back into the business to keep this platform going. So that was essentially why I did it. But it was one of the best things because I was able to network, meet a lot of detailers, and see exactly what it's like to be a detailer from day one. So it's been good.
And I need to ask, in your childhood, did you ever used to wash cars? Like,
No. So what's crazy? I had my first business as a child. I think I was 10. Funny story. My dad, I remember saying, "Hey, I want this bike," and he was like, "Hey, if you want this bike, it was like $80 in the Walmart paper." He was like, "Where's your half for the money?" I was like, "Man, I'm 10. How am I come up with $40?" He's like, "It's a lawnmower in there. It's a water hose in there." So at 10, knocking on people's doors, cutting their grass. I was like, "Hey, we can wash your car while you're here." And so he just was doing that. And so like in that first week, I made like $200 as a 10-year-old.
Shut up.
And so I was just like, "Hey, I'm ready for my bike. What's up?" But that was one thing that kind of like started like that, I guess, the entrepreneurship bug.
Okay. No, that's amazing. So Scoot, your entrepreneurship journey starting at 10 is really cool. The fact that you only needed to make 40, you made 200.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, there might be something to
Yeah.
this. So talk to me about in your life, now that we're in our 40s.
You're in your 40s.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nah, I swear.
It's coming, people. When did you find out, or did you ever find out that you were underpaid, either in entrepreneurship, in corporate? And if so, what did you do about it?
So a lot of people don't know this today. Presently, I have a job, a W-2 job, and I know for a fact, for a fact, I'm underpaid. But I think for one, the market is a totally different market than it was a while ago. But with inflation being so high, their wages are being a lot lower. But for me personally, I look at it kind of like the glass is half full because I look at it almost as like, okay, as you look at an org chart, you may see that CEO at the top, then who reports that CEO. So like, this is my W-2 job. This is Link Car Care. This is this business. This is this business. So like, I don't really look at it as this is underpaying me. If I did, I'd probably be being upset. But I just look at it as this is just one stream that leads to me. And so right now, I'm not upset about it, but it's still the same time, it allows me to still focus on everything else without distracting me. So I kind of look at it as like, thanks, I got benefits. I have a check coming every 2 weeks. It may not be what I would like it to be, but at the same time, it's enough for me to make it. But on the other side of the coin, it makes me think, okay, this is all I need to really sustain myself. If I can just fill this gap, I can let the job go. And so it's just like, that's just one contract away. And so one contract away, I can really say, I don't need the job. You really say, fuck you, pay me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't need it.
Yes.
But in the same time, so it's like, I'm not upset by it. It just gives me the confidence like, okay, because it's not too much to get to it. So I'm more excited about the next thing. So.
Okay. And so let's talk about Link Car Care for a second. How did you know what to price the Link Car Care service? Right. So when a customer goes on the app and says, I need detailing, how did you know that it should be $20, $200, $2,000, $2? Where did you figure that part out?
It's two parts to it. So when I first started detail, that's one thing about the detailing school. Like before we even did any type of detailing, there was like, we had a whole day just designated to like finances. How do you understand, how do you understand your operating costs? And everybody's operating costs may be different. At the time when I first started, my operating cost was on like $6.66. It was something crazy. So the guy was like, you can charge $75 and still make 68 bucks, or whatever it may be. So when I first started, I started off really low because I just wanted people to kind of understand who I am, what I was trying to do. But presently, I look at some of the competitors and see what they're charging.
Okay.
And I guess market research, and based off what they're charging, what the services they're offering, I see where we can get in. But at the same time, it's a marketplace app. I want to make sure that the people that work with me can make the same that they can do on their own or more. And if I can satisfy that from a detailer, they're loyal to the platform. But if they're going to get cheated, they're not going to work. It's kind of like that Uber situation. You're in the Uber, like, oh man, they're taking 70%. We're not making any money no more. And you don't want that type of noise towards the platform because I essentially have two customers. I have my customers that get their car washed and the detailers. So I'm serving two people.
And when you first started out, were you the one physically washing the cars, or did you always start out with professional detailers who you were connecting with?
I was out there. I still get out there sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, I was out
there.
there.
So what made you, how did you even figure out in Atlanta, not in Laguna Beach, like these are the detailers that I'm going to go to and partner with to bring them to your customers?
So I think the biggest thing is like, one is like, it's certain detail stores in the area. And so I kind of go there. It's almost like the neighborhood bars or whatever. It's really like a real fraternity. And so once I would get there, I would kind of meet people, you'll network with people and see, oh, I can work with them.
Okay.
And then eventually you have people you can work better with, some you can't work better with. And it's like, with my platform, it's free for detailers to join.
Yes,
and so
that's still bringing them customers.
But the whole point, I was like, I want it to be free. I don't want a situation like, you know, you have other like Angie's List and things of that nature where you have to pay for leads. With us, it's free to join because I understand as a detailer, you don't want to pay for something you don't have. And so we get paid off each completed job. So, but to answer your question is that I just really start really networking and mingling a lot with the details, and eventually word of mouth spread, and now we're up to 30 details on the platform.
Wow. Yeah. And how soon into your business, between you being the sole detailer and bringing on partners, like how long until you brought on partners?
I waited probably about 6 months.
So you were just washing cars solo for 6 months.
And I had a few friends that work with, like my business partner, David, he works with me. And like I had a few people that would come if I had like a busy day. But for 6 months, I just said, I need to understand what is it like. And that was from that summer season to that winter season, really understanding like, how does it change? It's a lot of different factors. So I just wanted to understand. So when I do meet with a detailer, I can speak the language. Like, hey, you know, like one of the biggest problems details may have. So let's say you're detail, Jasmine. Okay, I got 3 cars signed up. I got one in Alpharetta, I got one in Conyers, and I got one downtown Atlanta. That's too much drive time.
Right.
And so that doesn't make sense. So it's like, hey, Myron, you live in Conyers, take that one from me. And you can just kind of almost broker it out. So it was like, I had to understand the pain points of what it's like to be a detail. And I wouldn't know that if I didn't actually do the work.
And did you intentionally say, I'm going to do this for 6 months? Or did you say, I'm just going to start it, and then 6 months in, you're like, I think I have my data points?
No, I just start, like, I still do it. Like, it's people that still call me, like,
yes,
but I think I need to kind of understand before I start bringing people on.
Yes.
And so that 6-month mark, I feel like, okay, I understand it.
Okay. And I just have to say, that's a great segue, because I want to go back to your training. So someone who may not have worked in tech or been exposed to entrepreneurship, I don't know if they would have the foresight to say, let me understand the pain points before I expand. So talk to us a little bit about schooling, training, exposure. Like, how did you even develop that knowledge to know the steps to grow your business?
So I think with like sales, you know, I always gotta identify that persona. And it's kind of like, you can't sell to everyone, like, because they may not even be the right persona. And I think that's the first thing. Like, even when you're identifying customers, like, is this going to be a good customer for us? Are we going to be good for them? Like, what's the value we're going to bring to this customer?
Okay.
And like, for me, my business doesn't work for everybody, you know, and it's okay. Some people are, oh my God, your prices are too high. And that's okay, but they don't understand.
You ain't the customer for me.
No, you're not the customer. But like, the biggest thing, my customers understand the value of time is like, hey, I'm working from home right now. Definitely come during the day where I can still work and take care of this, because I don't want to worry about this on Saturday. On Saturday morning, I want to spend time with my family and my kids, and I don't want to worry about this car. The average person, like, I just take my car on Saturday morning and be outside and deal with that.
Everybody got time for that.
Yeah, so, and it's okay. You know, I think, and then understand what those customers are. So the biggest thing is really understanding the persona and understanding what value you can bring. And if I can't answer that question before I approach someone, I don't approach them.
But, okay, I'm going to break it down even further. Where did you learn? I'm about to get a plug to SSU and Sherwin-Williams. Where did you learn about sales, persona? Like that does
Honestly,
not come natural to people, right?
My
How
dad,
do you know?
My dad.
Okay, thank you.
My dad used to be a salesman.
There we go.
And so I used
this
to be
legacy, this generation building.
I just watched how he really built relationships with people. Then I had, like, you know, I guess, like, going to college, like, I was always a very personable person. So it was never a problem with me talking to people. And so that helped me just be in relationships with people. So, but being really understanding, like, how you can just really be genuine and just talk to someone, and people will tell you exactly what the problems are versus they're guarded. And so it's just different. So it's like, it's different talking to a friend and selling to a friend versus selling to a stranger. So when I sell to someone, I try to make sure it's like you just sell to a friend. And they'll let you know, hey, this is not going to work. Or, yeah, this is going to work. It's just a lot quicker.
Yes.
And so I'm really focused on the relationship, and then I focus on my service second.
Okay. And give a shout out real quick. Where'd you go to school? What are your degrees in?
So I went to Savannah State. You know, it's actually our homecoming next week. Yay. Not going to go because I'm going to chill and get some rest. And then I also went to Indiana University for marketing as well. So that's kind of crazy to think about. But I guess I got a few degrees under there. I got a few. You know, you don't think about it.
You don't think about how
like,
all of the experiences stack and culminate to this point. Okay. So now let's talk about, so you've talked about being underpaid and figuring out your pricing. Let's talk about your relationship with money. So in 2025, what is Myron Scooter Walker's relationship with money?
So my relationship with money is totally different than it was a few years ago.
Okay.
But now it's like, I really focus on, okay, how do I spend this dollar? How do I make this dollar get pregnant? Like, that's honestly how I look at it. Like,
okay,
if I can bring back 0.25 of this dollar, I can bring back 0.10 this dollar. If I can bring back $1 off of it, but like, how can it $1 make me $1?
Okay.
And I think about that in every little decision I make. So like, even with me, like, okay, I'm gonna invest in a van. Okay, if I spend 10 grand on this van, I should be able to make at least 30 off of it, like 3 to 1. You know, whatever it may be, but like, how am I gonna do this? Okay, if I need to buy a new generator. Okay, why will we buy a new generator? What's gonna be the point? Is like really understand it. So like, the biggest thing is I just probably simplify, like, how can I get this dollar pregnant?
Yes.
And that's how I look at investing. Like,
first of all, I've never heard that term before.
But that's honestly how I look at it. Like, because before, like, oh, you need to invest this type of money. You need to do this and this. I just like to simplify. How can I get this dollar pregnant?
Okay. And so tell us, you said you have a different relationship today
Yeah.
than you used to. So what's the
So
difference?
when I was younger, it's like you were so caught in like what you appeared to be money. And like everybody used to try to be like, oh, I'm balling. All I'm doing this. All I'm doing this. And I was like,
do your rims spin?
yeah. But I think that's a part of, growing up and just getting older with time. But I think it all depends on what's important to you. Like I'm at the point where like I don't care about that. What's the value to me is like, can I wake up on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock and go to breakfast whenever I want to?
Yes.
Like having my time is really more important to me. It's like, yeah, I need money and all that, but I really want my time. And I think that's the most valuable thing. We get so caught up in all these, this type of car, and it's nice. I clean some nice cars. It's nice, but I really have my time at this point. I want to walk the belt line, eat some breakfast, go to the gym, go to bed by 9 and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
And I want to add to that, one of the things that I've learned is having your time, but also having a calmer nervous system.
Yeah.
And that, I think, comes from ownership, at least because you're the one calling the shots. You're the one that determines, are you getting up at 4 a.m. or are you getting up at 11, right? So what caused that shift in mindset to change your relationship with money?
I think it's a few things, but the biggest thing is corporate America. I think when you were in college, it's like, get the corporate job.
Yes.
Do this, do that. But going in as a minority, it's a different set of rules that aren't
not explicit.
Yeah. And so it's different. And I think like just climbing that ladder is just like, and what I'm realizing now, like I have friends now, I think it's like, they call it like I forgot the exact term, but it's like the sandwich middle. But they basically say right now you're 40, most people at 40, they're married, they have kids, they're supporting their parents.
Yep, as they get older.
And then they're trying to manage their own household.
Yes.
And so it's like you're just spent on every different part. And so it's like, you don't even have time for yourself.
Correct.
And so it's just like, and all my friends are kind of going through that right now. And it's like I don't have kids. I'm not married. And so it's like a lot of things that they're going through, like I'm getting parts of it, but I'm not getting the full part. And I was just like, man, I don't think I want that.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can I really create something now that can allow me to have just a little more time, have some money coming in? I don't have to be the richest guy, but like, I just kind of want to be able to live life on my terms. And I think having that financial freedom, that financial time will make me feel better.
Yes.
And it's like, I think that's the biggest piece. I said, okay, I'm just going to grind it out now.
Interesting. And were there certain experiences in corporate America that led you to say, you know what, this isn't for me? I got to go. Or now.
I think, look, this is my thing. I don't think corporate America is a bad thing because you can get in corporate America, you can create great money, you can build wealth. Yes. And if it works for you, it works for you. But in order for it to work, it's a different way. Like the way I feel like is like the majority of people in corporate America have to feel comfortable with you. And it's like you have to make that group feel comfortable with you as a person. And then your work comes second. And I think like, I don't think it was like, and I just wasn't really, I was like, hey, this is who I am. And I think as I got older, it became more like, this is what I am. When I was younger, I was the guy playing that game, but it just kind of gets tiring after a while.
Yes. Makes sense. Okay. So, thank you so much for sharing your relationship with money, because we always, the fuck you pay me audience out there loves to hear about the evolution of that relationship, because it changes for us at different stages in life. And you articulated that. Thank you. My next question is about good money decisions and bad money decisions. Okay. So which one would you like to start with?
Let's start with the bad first.
Okay. All right, Myron, tell us about a bad money decision that you feel like you've made in your life.
I blame the big timers for this. It was 2004, and I remember they was talking about that new Monte Carlo had just dropped, and I wanted it so bad.
Okay.
Like I was like, I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it.
And set the stage. Where were you in life, and where was your income coming from in 2004?
I was 19. I was in college at Savannah State. I had this really crazy internship that was paying me really well. I was in this program called Inroads.
Yes.
And so and then I had
shout out to Inroads.
Yeah, and I had finessed it where like most times it's just a summer internship.
Yep.
But my I guess my
Sponsoring company.
My sponsoring company.
Yes.
You was in my sponsor company.
I was in Inroads
was in
as
Inroads?
well.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, you know, all of us high achievers. We were in Inroads.
Yeah. But sponsoring company was actually in Savannah. It's like, hey, if you want to work throughout the school year, you can.
And do you want to share the name of that company?
Centos.
Okay.
So I worked at Centos for like 3.5, 4 years, like my whole time in college.
And what were you in the marketing department?
So
what was
basically, I worked in every department. I worked in marketing, I worked in sales, I worked in like every year I would just rotate.
Okay.
And so basically, I started their management training program, and essentially as an undergrad.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I did that. So I was making money doing that. Then, then I had some money coming in from like a scholarship. So
Yep. Okay.
So I was all right. And so I was like, man, I want that money, Carlo. But the thing about the money, Carlo, it wasn't the actual car, but my insurance was higher than my car note because I was so young. So I was paying probably in college, probably over, I don't know. I don't even want to say how much I was paying just to drive.
Share.
But honestly, just to drive at 19, I probably was paying probably like $650, $700 a month just to drive.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
But my insurance was like $400 a month.
Right.
And my car note was $300.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was
understandably.
But
you're
that
19,
was
in
dumb.
a muscle car.
Yeah.
Right.
But I wanted it though.
And so when did you realize that was a dumb or bad money decision?
I mean, you call me. So it depends. I mean, it was bad, but it was worth it.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was a dumb one, but it was just like, what could I have done if I would have said, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get me a Honda. I'm gonna get me a $4,000 car, like a normal college kid. And instead of spending that money, then I could have put it in the S&P. I could have bought a home, or I could have just made myself and made those dollars get pregnant. Like I said, versus me just spending on a car that like ended up getting totaled out. Like somebody hit it from behind and it got totaled out.
Oh,
no. So
how long did you have it before that happened?
I had just paid the car off. And I remember like the next month somebody totaled my car out.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
But it was just a material thing.
Yes.
But I could have really built something, especially being so young, bringing in income like that.
Yep.
I probably wouldn't be working now if I would have did it. If I knew what I knew now, I'd have retired at 40.
So tell us then, why was that bad money decision worth it?
I was just because I used to get attention from girls. You
know?
Yeah. It was no, but I was just joking. But no, it wasn't really worth it. But it was a dumb decision though.
Okay.
Like looking back at it, it was like I could have did so much more with that money to make that money grow into just something else, just something simpler versus putting into a real liability just because I wanted to look cool.
Yes. Yes.
And I look at that now like that was the dumbest thing.
And that even goes back to what you said earlier about now at this age, understanding the difference between having money and looking like you have money.
Yeah.
And the value of that.
But I think that was the dumbest thing because if I could have did at 19, putting money into like a car, and just like I said, if I could have put $500 a month at an S&P at 19 until now, that would have been crazy.
Yes. And tell me about, I guess, financial guidance, advisors. So at 19, did anyone say like, hey, Myron, you should do this with your money? Or did you seek it out? Like, what was that experience?
I remember the car salesman, because usually car salesmen try to sell you. He said, man, can I be honest with you? You're making good money at 19. This is a nice car. But I got something down here that's a lot more affordable that you'll be good. And I'm going to make more money selling you this car. I'm not going to lie to you, but you should get this. And I said, nah, give me that money, Carlo. But for the car salesman to say, he's like, man, you're doing good, but you're 19.
Right.
Do you want this? I was like,
sir.
And so that's what I think. That was like God speaking. And he was like, hey. He's like, I said, nah, give me that money, Carlo.
Okay. So do you feel like you had to learn a lot about money on your own by yourself? I mean, because I hear the dichotomy of your father being an entrepreneur and teaching you to go out and get, make the money yourself. Like, where do you feel like you've developed your money skills?
So honestly, I have some really unique friends. So like one of my friends, Aaron, he works in banking. One of my other friends, Bernard, like,
you talking about Ace Boone?
Yeah. Like, they're really good with the money. So sometimes I just be like, sometimes I go sit in the air, I go to his job, like, what y'all got going on? What you do with this?
Right.
And so like I really go to so everybody his job, they know me. Like I'm like the little kid that come hang out sometimes. Like, I don't have nothing going on. You at work, man? I'm come hang out. And so I just listen to some of the stuff they talk about sometimes. And then like I just really got some really good friends that are really good with money that came from like their parents taught them. My parents didn't really teach me about the investments, but I take from here, researching and just really learning from just peers that have helped me. So shout out to my friends, like honestly.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that, because one of the things that's really important at any stage in your life is about who you surround yourself with. You've heard the phrase, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I love that you have a network that everyone is raising each other up based on their unique set of skills and intelligence. So that's awesome. So now I want to ask you our fuck you pay me question, which is there a time that you can pinpoint where maybe it was, launching ideas in tech in corporate America, where you said, you know what, I'm either being undervalued, underworth. I have to say fuck you pay me to either help myself level up, or I need to say fuck you pay me externally to be like, no, I need more. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I think I experienced that probably like when I started a lot of people don't realize that I started the actual Link Car Care actually started as Link Roadside.
Okay.
And I started this in 2016. The first version
Wow.
started in 2016. And
so next year will be 10
years. But I put it down. So it wasn't continuous 10 years, but I started like the first version just kind of in there. But it started from basically I was working this job and I was so angry. And I remember working this company, it was called, I don't even want to say the company name, but it just wasn't a good company. And I remember just saying, this is not it. And I remember just quitting, like literally quitting. Like,
and at that point you had just turned 30.
2016, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And I remember just quitting, saying, this is not it.
Really?
And I had some cash saved up.
Okay.
I knew I had like a good year just to kind of like figure out what's next. And
pause button. So you've always been a saver.
I wouldn't say
is that
no, I wouldn't say a saver.
Most people can't necessarily say, you know what? Fuck you, pay me.
No, but
2016,
the cost of living was a lot cheaper.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think I had an apartment living in Smyrna for like $800 or something. So it was cheaper.
Yes.
And I was just like, this is not it.
Yes.
And so like I was at the point where I'm not gonna work. And a lot of people don't know this. I actually quit and I drove Uber for a few months. I just wanted to do something simple.
Yes.
And just to kind of keep some cash flow. And I drove Uber just to figure out what I was gonna do. And I started it. And so that was a big part of it. But like it felt good just to say, this ain't it.
Yes.
But the average person can't do that. And I think that's kind of where it comes down to, where like the more you start working, you get these, we call them the golden handcuffs, you know?
Yes.
You have your kids in private school, you have a nice car, you have a nice home, you have all these things where you can't even leave, where you're really shackled by this job. And I think that's always been my fear with the whole corporate America, because the higher you go up, typically the more you consume. And so it's kind of
also they have you on the leash of, bonus is coming, and so you're like, well, I want to quit now, but let me just stay on until the bonus, and then it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, but like I said, if it's a good situation, I think having a job is way easier than entrepreneur. That's sure. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, because I work all the time. So it's like a catch-22. You know, you got to pick the poison, what you want to do.
Yes, I love that you said that. Because most of you out there know that I am also a career coach, and so what I tell my clients is, choose the problems that you want to have. You will always have problems, but do you want multiple investment properties where you're having problems getting tenants and this and that and mortgage, or do you want different problems either in corporate America or a different type of entrepreneurship journey? So the problems that are less painful based on your psyche, your nervous system, your level of patience, those are the ones that you have to figure out, because none of it is going to be easy. So I'm glad you gave that example.
No, I'll tell people, like, if I want to say, look, it's not, don't look at what I'm doing as like this glorious thing, because there's a lot you don't see. You know, it's a lot you don't see. I said, being in charge of a company is just putting out problems every single day. And I was like, I'm just good at maintaining a level where a lot doesn't like it's not too much that's going to stress me out. If for me to get stressed out, it has to be something really, 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 really crazy. But
Okay.
for the most part, it's always problems.
Mhm.
Like, okay, hey, we got to get this software. Hey, we need to get this person over. Hey, we need this product. Hey, like you're
Okay.
constantly just solving problems all day long.
And tell me a little bit about being a tech founder. So, did you become part of incubators that gave you guidance on here's when and how to build out your team, and here's how you should raise money or do the seed funding? Like, tell
So,
me about that path.
so one, I have not raised any money yet. I've been bootstrapping, and I kind of
Okay.
want, and it's like I want to just get to a point. It's different. Like I think sometimes you spend so much money, so much time prepping for these, these
Oh,
for these
pitch
pitch
competitions. Yep.
competitions and things of that nature. But it's just like, no, I want to have a product, and so
Mhm.
this is what we done. This is what we did. This is how much we made. This is how we're doing it. Like I want to be able to present
Yes.
something like that, and I think right now I'm in a place where we can show that and
Mhm.
validate that. But I wasn't really focused on pitching right away. I mean, I may
Mhm.
do pitch competition that give away like grant money or something that
Yes.
way, but just actually trying to do maybe in the next stage, I need to focus on doing that seed round,
Mhm.
but I haven't.
Mhm.
For me personally, it's just like I just had to get the ball rolling, like,
Yes.
and I just learned a lot of that just really from reading,
Look at
asking
that.
questions.
Self-taught.
No,
Look at
seriously,
that.
reading, asking questions, and just really being a sponge around people. Like even when I worked in tech, watching some companies build out from ground zero to build
Mhm.
out this great product,
Mhm.
and just understand, okay, how did you guys do this? And like really like being curious and understand every single step. And that's the process take when I'm selling, when I'm
Mhm.
actually building out, when I'm reaching out. Like really just slowing it down and just understanding step one, step two. Like I really keep it very simple. Like
Yes.
it's no thought out process. I'm not gonna sit here and say, I know it's okay, what's the goal? We're trying to achieve X. Okay, how are we gonna do that? And then just put milestones to make sure you're kind of staying on track.
Yes. And what was your role when you worked in tech?
So I actually did sales. So I was enterprise
Well, look at
sales.
that, people.
So I was enterprise
That
sales and
sales muscle
yeah.
is strong.
Yeah. So I sold to some of the largest companies you could think of
Okay.
with, 2,000 and up employees and
Okay.
just sold in sales solutions to those.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about where your company is right now in terms of your team, the number of detailers that you have on the platform. Um, we're at the end of 2025. What are some of your growth goals that you would love to see your company grow to?
So one of the biggest things, we're just trying to tweak a few things as far as like just I guess internal processes that we're trying to do.
Okay.
But there are talks about entering new markets. Like okay, let's expand, and we're trying to figure out like what markets should we hit. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're kind of narrowed down like 2 or 3 cities, and then also expanding upon new services we're going to offer. I don't want to give too much yet,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yes.
but
Okay.
those are some of our Q1 goals. So
Okay.
expanding to new markets, and then also trying to expand to some new services to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
really excited to see
Yeah.
what those working. We actually got a new team in place now, so they're rebuilding
Congratulations.
the platform, and so we're in the process of hopefully we'll be launching a new relaunch maybe in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so
You guys got it here first.
yeah,
Okay.
so
The
yeah,
exclusive. So, one of the things that came to mind while you were sharing that is so, just like you,
mm,
I've been doing a version of this TV show, this
mhm.
podcast since 2013,
Wow, okay,
2014, because this is my passion. I love to do it.
mhm,
And a reoccurring topic that comes up is picking your business partner because sometimes it does not always end up
mhm.
ideal. So tell me about how you and your business partner came together, how you
Yeah,
selected him. What was that
yeah. So
experience?
we actually worked at the tech company together.
Okay.
And so it was so unique at our company. We were fully remote, but we had an office in Buckhead, and
Mhm.
so like I would just go in the office sometimes. So I want to get out the house and they gave us free lunch, and so I was like, but it was cool. And so he would come in. He's younger, and so like me and him would talk. And one day he's like, "Man, what you working on?" I said, "Oh, I'm building out this platform." He said,
Wait,
"Oh."
how did he know to ask what
Because
are
I
you
it was
working
like
on?
during lunch. I think had pulled up my personal
Oh,
computer and I
gotcha.
was kind of looking at some things and I was talking to the team and I was like, it's like, oh man, that seemed pretty cool. And I was like, man, I'm actually and at the time I was detailing too. That's when I was actually detailing before
Okay.
he's like, I said, man, I actually got like 3 or 4 details this week. I need some help. He was like, dude, I'll help you. And so he just actually started detailing with me, just helping me out. And then
Yep.
from there, I was like, hey man, can you take this one? And
Yep.
he started helping before we knew it. I was like, okay. And so it really started just helping with detailing, but then he started helping with other parts of the business and eventually just kind of helped me kind of push it to the next level. I said, hey, I gotta bring you on, dude.
That's
So he was with me
amazing.
from day one. So
That's amazing. And now it's been how many years have you all been partners?
it's probably about 2.
Wow.
Yeah, 2.5,
Wow.
2.
I love that. And then my other question was around, I guess, being a tech founder,
Mhm.
right? Because there's each side of your brain, you're out there, for lack of a better term, doing the physical labor,
Mhm.
right? But then also you're building out this tech platform. Do you lean in one direction or the other? Like, how do you fuel each side of
Yeah.
the passion there?
So we were just talking about this a couple of days ago. So what's going on with us now is like, I guess we have the Link Car Care business. That's where we're actually getting a lot of these corporate accounts and partnerships, which is going great. But on the other side, we have the platform. And so what's going on now that the business is actually peaking a little faster than the platform. But I just truly enjoy the business part because it's like that's what I'm good at,
Okay.
like. But at the same time, in order for the organization to go, I got to figure out how to lean in to get the platform. That's the reason that we invested in a new team and we're actually doing a relaunch to kind of get this platform up to play. But I feel like you kind of got to do both. It's like a double dutch. You got to just be versatile and just kind of switch with it. And so I truly enjoy both, but it's just something about that business to business part. That
Yeah.
I get that. It's
Yeah.
like a different language. And so
Yeah.
I can tell like within like the first meeting, like we got him or this isn't going to be one.
Yes.
And so like I've gotten really good at that. And so I would love to spend more time on that. And I think I will be able to once we get
Okay.
the platform up. So
And that leads me to my next question around, so ultimately, do you want to like build and sell businesses? Do you want to hold on to something that gives you purpose or gives you something to do every day? Like where do you see yourself further down the line? And
I would sell if it was the right price.
Okay.
I think businesses are meant to be sold. I don't feel like it's nothing that you should, like if I can build this up, someone say, hey, I want to give you X amount of dollars and it makes sense. Yeah, I would sell
Interesting.
and go to the next thing.
And since you started, do you have, because you talked about, how can you impregnate the dollar? And so do you know how much you've put into the business up until this point to say, okay, I want this multiplier when I sell it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think if everything goes right, what we're trying to do, I think we really are sitting on something really, really cool.
Yes.
And we'll see. Like we'll see. Like I don't want to say, oh, it's gonna be this, but we'll see what happens. Like, so
And I love that you said we'll see, because my next question is around advice, right? And so I think one of the things that you did really well, which I don't know if I officially knew that you had a sales and marketing background, but when you started at least sharing Link Car Care, you posted about it almost every day, or at least consistently enough. And so that visibility, I think, is part of your growth story. So what advice do you have to those who are seeing you posting, seeing it growing, and they're like, Scoot, you doing this? I want to be like you. What would you say to them?
I would say don't let social media fool you, first of all. Because I think like there's always a season that you just don't see with anybody that's done something great. I guarantee it's something that's been really, really bad. Like that kind of like they almost like triggered that because it's like to kind of really get into your business bag, the real entrepreneurship bag. It's not normal. Like for real, and I tell people like it's not a normal thing. Like to say, you know what, forget everything else, forget what's going on. I'm about to lock in and do like it's something. It's almost like a response. I feel like, and I've talked to so many different entrepreneurs that.
Okay.
I'm like, how'd you start your business? It's like, no, I said, no. How did you really start your business?
Okay.
I'm like, oh, this what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, this what happened. I needed this outlook. I needed something just to kind of keep me going.
Yes.
And so like, I tell people all the time, like, don't look at someone else's success because you don't know how long it took. Like the average person know I started the app in 2016. They don't know that was, 10 years ago. They don't know that I was upset at this job and just said, bumping, I'm about to do this. So it's like, I was angry.
Yes.
That's what kind of really got me going. Maybe it's not the best thing, but I was really angry.
Okay.
So I tell people just focus on your own story. If you got an idea, just work on something every day. Don't try to do it all at once, but just stay true to it, work on it. And eventually, if it's something that you truly, truly want, it'll happen. But don't give up on it if it's something that you really want. don't be afraid to look out, ask for advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do some research on it. Like simple, like just do simple stuff. But a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to start a business," but you look on, they're going on all these trips. Like, dude, you can't be going out like that. And it's like, oh, I want to do like people. It's people that say, oh, I don't really have no money to really invest in my business, but dude, you just in Africa for 3 weeks. You know, you're laughing, but I'm being like, it's people that are like, no, it's a part of the sacrifice that you have to make that you won't be able to do that. If you really want to do it, you can't spend, you know. So that's what I tell people.
And so, first of all, amazing advice. Thank you. Tell me about the patience part, because to your point, if people are starting a business, they're like, you know, I lost my job, I need to pay my rent or whatever it might be. And so when you say be patient, but the whole reason they started it is to be able to either maintain, or they're like, you know, I did this because I want to be rich. I want financial freedom. How do you cultivate the patience?
So another thing I tell people, the easiest time to start a business when you don't really need to start a business. Like if you could,
but that's opposite, because you just said most people say they had a trigger point.
No, I'm saying like,
why they started.
I'm saying like, I look back when I was in tech, when I really started getting back into it.
Yes,
I was making decent money in tech, but I didn't need. It wasn't like financial. It wasn't like, because that's when you got the stress.
Okay,
I wasn't financially just like, oh, I need this, but it was more like I was angry back 10 years ago, but it's like, but then I said, oh, this is cool. I was more inspired by all the stories I was seeing.
Gotcha.
But at the time, I was in a good place financially because I was making decent money, you know. But it wasn't like, sometimes like I was able to plan a little bit. So that's what I'm saying as far as that piece. But I got lost. I got lost.
No, that's great. So yes, I was just asking about cultivating that patience.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you start a business, you know, you're like, okay, great, I want to make a lot of money. So if it takes 3 years to even, you know, break even or hit goals, like you just want to say, never mind, it's not worth it.
But I think honestly too, this is just a real part of it too.
Okay.
Like starting a business, you kind of got to be a little off a little bit. I feel like you got to be like you got to have crazy belief that it's going to work. And I think that's the part like that. Like even when stuff like, okay, like, oh, it's going to work. Like I always believe it's going to work. Like, which is almost kind of psycho. Like, it's like even like what I got planned for Q1, oh, it's going to work. Like, I know it's going to work. Like, I just always believe it's going to work.
Where do you think that came from for you?
I don't know. I just know, like, I just know, like, because I look at from where I started and what I started with and the knowledge I didn't have, but now I look at the knowledge I've gained and the resources that I have, because like the longer I've been doing this, I kind of start meeting people along the way that kind of can tap into the same path that I'm doing. Like, like for instance, oh, I really need a good developer. It's a guy that's trying to develop. He's been wanting to develop. And so like, we're able to just marry that because I need you, you need me. It's like, we'd have never met, but like part of the process, you meet these people along your journey. And so I think that's part of the patience where I know where I'm going, but I know I'm gonna meet the right people along the way. That's gonna support my vision. I'm gonna support their vision. So it's like, that's the relationship. So it's like, I just know that it's going to work. Like, and I think a lot of you got to have that. Like, it's like a weird, like, I just know it's going to work.
I'm glad that you were able to distill that down though, because a lot of people cannot describe what it is. But to your point, it is a, what do they say? Like almost an unrealistic belief. Yes. And so let's talk about that. So the path to building it, I started this by saying you were very, visual in terms of consistently posting and sharing your journey. Do you feel like that contributed to it, or is that more kind of a sideline result, but it was really you know, out meeting people and making relationships? Like, what do you think helped contribute?
That helps too, because the thing about the social media, I think if you use it correctly, it's like, it's people that I haven't spoken to probably in over a year. You know, I may run into them like, oh man, I see you doing your business. It's doing well. I'm like, oh man, you see my stuff? Like, and then like, for instance, like I had a person that's how I ended up landing an account from one person. Like, oh, my company, we're actually looking for someone. And I thought about you because I saw you posting. I know we haven't talked in a while, but would you be interested in coming in to kind of give us a quote? And so it's like things like that happen just posting, but you just never know who's going to see it. So like, and posting is free, you know, like why not talk about your business? So like, why not? So.
And it's amazing, I think, for the folks out there to hear that, because right now it feels like social media has to be so intentional, so planned, and it has to be structured. But just sharing the journey and whatever method you share it, as long as you're consistent, it sounds like it's helpful. And then my next question is around like landing the big accounts, right? So I know you have the detailers and they often connect with individuals, but you also have corporate accounts. Tell us about the mental intention to say I'm going to go for corporate accounts, and how did that come to you?
Yeah, so like it all goes back to my sales journey. Like one of the first roles I ever had was I was a BDR, a business development rep. And so what happens with that BDR is like you have to go on and actually call on customers. It's like it's one of the most like cold calling. You're emailing, you're hitting people on LinkedIn. It's like it's the most terrifying thing, but it can be the most fruitful thing if it's done correctly.
Okay.
And I was really good. Like when I started, I was like number 2 in the company. And so like I was really good at it. Like, and so
And it's because at 10 you said, knock, knock,
no,
can I wash your car while you're home?
no, but I was really good at it. Like I got really good at it really fast. And most people were like, how are you getting these people to greet? You know, and I got really good at it. So I was like, I took that same skill set that I had. But the thing about the corporate accounts is like, how do you identify? And it was easy to identify those personas that's over these groups. And sometimes like, oh, you know such and such. Oh, you know such and such. And so I would try to look for referrals first. Like, hey, Jasmine, I see you know Terry over at Coca-Cola. She's over this group. Can you kind of run an introduction for me? Like, and I would just really leverage my network.
Okay.
And then from there, I'll just start it slowly building, and before you know it.
Does that feel like work to you?
No.
Or is okay.
That's
one of your what you call zones of geniuses.
Yeah.
Like you do that naturally and it doesn't feel like work. Okay.
So that's simple for me. Like that's like, you know, so I enjoy that part.
Okay. And so I'll wrap up our conversation. It's such an amazing conversation. So tell me about as you know, you have a big audience out there listening. Is there anything that you want to share to tell them about your journey, your mindset, your business that may help someone?
Yeah, I just think like a lot of people always ask me like, hey man, how did you get going? What? I think the biggest thing people don't have to do is sometimes you just have to start. And I think that's half the battle. Like, and just start and just try to do one little thing every single day. And eventually, if you just stay consistent, it's like the gym, you know, like I haven't been in a minute, but you know, but like you just got to start.
Yeah.
And I think that's always the hardest battle, just having to start. But what I have learned too is just like some people have like a educational mindset, like they're good at learning, they're good at like, you know, but not everyone really has that skill set to actually
do.
Yeah.
And the quote that I love is, you cannot learn how to swim by reading a book about how to swim.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what it is. And so it's like one of those situations where, but for me, I didn't realize till a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I've always knew how to like sell and generate some type of money. And I think as a young age, and it's like, I mean, I make the most money, but I always had the opportunity to how to generate money on my own versus having to work for a company.
Yes.
And I think that was a invaluable skill that I didn't realize. Like, and it's kind of cool now, especially now where like I don't really stress about like even what I said, I don't stress about certain things. So it's just taking it slow and just trying to find your lane.
Yeah. And tell me, one of the things that we talked about before we started rolling was a lot of the visibility opportunities, articles, this and that all came to you organically. Tell me about that.
So I mean, you was like, how you getting all this PR? And I was just like, honestly, people just been hitting me up. Like I know that sounds crazy, but like they're like, oh, I see, you know, Jasmine, and Jasmine told me to reach out to you. Hey, I think this would be a good opportunity for you. Like I don't honestly know how to go about and get PR. Like I know that sounds crazy. I don't, and I wish I did, but I don't.
Okay.
But everything's been like organically, really like coming in, and I'm just like, and I appreciate it, but I'm thinking like maybe if I start going out towards it, it really do something. But I'm just taking it really day by day and just accepting all the good that comes with it. Like, thank you. Like that's it. That's it. So.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. It's definitely sounds like the culmination of you're putting out the energy, you're putting out what you want, and it's coming back to you.
Yeah.
So I'd love to wrap with asking you a question around defining and determining your worth. And I say that from the standpoint of, I created Fuck You Pay Me because as a career coach, I was speaking with minorities and women who were trying to negotiate either, they're independent and figuring out what their rate is, or in corporate America, what the salary should be. And there's a level of confidence and mindset that has to go with even having the conversation or knowing what you're worth. As you've grown and experienced different things, how do you figure out, yes, this is worth my time, this person knows what I can bring to the table? Like, how have you cultivated that for yourself?
So I know it's gonna sound cliche, but when I think about is something worth it, like I know I have a team of people that work with me.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, can I pay them at least X amount of dollars if they work with me, are they gonna be able to make X amount of dollars? Like,
Okay.
and if I can't pay them right, I don't want to take it because I can't do it without them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I always start with them first.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that everyone's being, I guess, as I say, like I want to make sure everybody's eating. Honest, like I say, I
Right,
want to make
yeah.
sure because you can go anywhere and work, but like I want people to say, man, Myron's fair. He always looks out for me. And I think that's like even on my phone right now, I got text messages from detailers just saying, man, I really appreciate you looking
That's
out for me. Man,
amazing.
like one dude was like, man, I was never able to go see my son play football on Saturdays, but working with you, I can balance my schedule out and I can go see me. Like, oh man, that's dope. And so like those type of things make me feel really, really good. And so it's almost like, how can I make sure that the team eats, but at the same time, can I make sure the customer is satisfied? And
Yes.
if I can mirror and marry that, it's a go.
Yes.
So.
I love that. Well, thank you so much
Mhm.
for having this conversation with. I know it felt fast. It went so quickly, but this was an amazing discussion. And I want to say to everyone out there, please go to Link Car Care, support Myron, continue to, share your business. We're all watching and cheering for you.
Okay.
And stay tuned for another episode of Fuck You, Pay Me. All right. Bye.